Throughout my years on YouTube, I've talked about Tetris quite a lot, specifically Tetris 99 as, for me, it's the easiest to access and one of the most fun for me to play. I've talked about all sorts of stuff within Tetris 99, and I've even completed a couple of self-imposed challenges within it, like winning a game without ever holding a piece, and even winning a game without rotating any pieces at all. You should definitely check that one out. The link is in the description. But what I haven't yet done on this channel is make a video about Tetris outside of Tetris 99, and I think today is finally the day that I do. Ladies and gentlemen, let's zip back in time to 1999 and take a look at an N64 game with the title, The New Tetris. Even way back in the 90s, developers were looking for a way to make Tetris feel new and exciting for audiences at home, and just maybe with Nintendo's first steps into the third dimension, they'd be able to find a way to do it. Firstly, we have this crazy intro sequence. Just watching through this little movie showing the Tetris title being constructed really makes me feel like they were trying to have this game come off as some epic reconstructuring of the series. And from this alone, I was really excited to see what new things they'd tried with a game as perfect as Tetris already is. So I get through the menus, decide to take on the master CPU player of course, and well, it really is just Tetris. We do have 3 different game modes to play, making things a little more interesting though. We have Marathon, which is just Tetris as we know it, playing as long as you can before you touch the top of the screen with your pieces. We have Sprint, which is a little different in the way that we are now timed and we need to get the best score we can within our time limit. And we have Ultra, which is a bit of a weird title for a game mode, but basically calculates your score based on how many lines you're clearing on average per minute. The thing is, all of these game modes are basically just scoring you in different ways, but in terms of the gameplay, well, it's exactly the same in each one, obviously. I would recommend playing these game modes solo, as you'll really be able to stretch the limit of what you're able to do within each of them, rather than just having the CPU player hit the top of their screen and end the game prematurely for you. Playing with the computer player, even on the so-called master difficulty, just ended my rounds so fast because I kept ruining them so quickly. It's hard to say for sure, as there are like 40 Tetris games that came out before this one, but I'm pretty sure these extra game modes on top of Marathon may have just shown up for the first time in this title, and if that is the case, I can see how this would be pretty exciting for players back in the day. Of course, at this point in time, we've seen all sorts of things done with Tetris, but back then, it was a little less common to have devs thinking outside of the box and revolutionizing a game like Tetris that you've already known how to play for so long. Playing sprint mode with a 3-minute timer promotes playing in a way that you don't usually in order to get the best score you can without simply trying to go for as long as you can. Or maybe Ultra Mode's new scoring system made multiplayer matches more fun for friends to compete with back in the day. I can see this game having been a very welcome addition to the Tetris series in the time it came out, and I feel like the name The New Tetris was pretty well earned for having come out in 1999. Again, I can't really say this for sure as I haven't played every single version of Tetris that came out before this one, but I have read online that this was the first version of Tetris to ever include the hold a piece option as well. Anytime you find yourself dropping a piece that you have no use for, swap it out for something different until you find a place to use it. This system would remain a huge part of Tetris until current day, and really is just such a genius idea to throw in there. So, good job, New Tetris. You've actually impressed me. Now, aside from just playing Tetris, I kind of went into this game hoping for some sort of adventure mode or some silly story mode or something that I'd be able to work my way through. And while there isn't really anything like that, we do have something interesting that tracks progress globally throughout every time you boot up the game. When you win a match in the New Tetris, your player name is rewarded with the total number of lines cleared throughout the match that you played. And with these lines, you're able to contribute to building these crazy structures from different parts of the world. This is kind of a cool retro idea to keep track of progress that I really like, because even if you weren't a crazy big fan of Tetris, you probably would come back and play this one every now and then just to keep building towards finishing up all these monuments. It's an interesting level of completion that you're able to reach considering this is just a Tetris game, but I love it all the same. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a way to delete all the save data from the cartridge, so I guess these monuments built by the previous owners are all here to stay. I do at least still have Russia to build up on my own, but that's definitely going to take me a while on my own with 67,000 lines yet to be placed. But big shoutouts to Laura, Lisa, Crisp, Liz, Geeker, Just, Gus, Peter, Jennifer, Princes 2, Sarah, Beasley, Angel, and Princess, who all played this game on the cartridge before me, getting a large portion of the groundwork out of the way for me ahead of time. One day, I'll have Russia all finished up in your honor. At the end of the day, this is just another Tetris game, with no real outside-of-the-box game modes or options for you to really play around with, but rather a couple of interesting ideas to mix up the way you would have normally played Tetris up to this point in time. I'm really glad I picked this game up, because I just love to play Tetris Tetris as it is, and I couldn't have really asked for a better version to have on my own N64. If you like videos like this where I dive headfirst into old N64 games that I've never played before, do consider subscribing to my channel, as I'm putting out videos like this one every single Friday. Right around now, there should be a couple videos popping up that you could check out next if you're interested, and I even have a new playlist on my channel putting all of my N64 content into one place in case you wanted to check out all the crazy games that I've been through already. As for this week though, that's my time. My name is Myloe, and I'm out.